Okay, we are live. Don't know how long of a stream it's going to be tonight. That depends quite a bit. Finally got the pin cushion. Finally got an official one. It's going to be a little bit darker in here tonight. I have only have one of my lights on tonight, so the light on this side isn't on. Because like I said, it is abominably hot in here. Alright, we got our direction-y guys here. And let's see about working on where we've left off. I know it's been a hot minute, and I am sorry that a lot of the streams last week did not happen. It's just been too hot for anything. It's technically too hot now. But I didn't know what else to do with myself tonight. I've been working on project planning in the mornings, and like just staring off into space because it's been so hot and I didn't want to have any games running to make it even more hot in here. So what recording I have been doing has been happening like 9 o'clock at night recently, when it's sort of calmed down a little bit. Today was our hottest day by far. By far. I think we got to a base temperature of 107. And then the feels like was 112. That's pretty bad for here. Like it's just under 90 in this room that we're in right now. It has just dropped to about 90 outside. He feels like was still like over 90 though. But I'm tired of sitting here staring at nothing. I can show you what I was working on. Where do I want to start? Guess I can start there. Actually, I don't know actually what I was working on. Might not fit into frame. Been working on some concept ideas. Like I have it's super zoomed in, so I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm working on some like embroidered magnet idea concepts on paper. See if I can try to work it out. That's for my brother. That's one I'm gonna try to do on stream. This is the husband's Christmas present concept. I'm trying to work out a mandala for us to embroider based off of a stencil. It's really rough. I know the lines are wobbly. And then this is what I've been trying to work on today and yesterday. Trying to figure out how I wanted to approach that. Color pencil rendition version of that. It's based off of a Bob Ross painting that I was trying to figure out an embroidery setup for. The colors won't be exactly the same as they are in the colored pencil, but I was trying to work something out there. Like, I need something to have to work on while we are out of town. Potentially out of town next month. For when we are not at the beach and at my aunt's house. I finished the husband's apron, so I don't have that to work on this time. And I can't really work on my brother's Christmas gift while I'm down there because he might stop by. And then, gosh, that scared me. I also wanted to save that for stream. I wanted to save the husband's for stream. But I've got to get going on this. I've been wanting to work on this the past couple of days, but I was trying to save it for this. I've been wanting to paint and do some other stuff, but it's just been too dang hot to record it, and that's what I wanted to do. I was kind of bummed about that because I was like, I really wanted to do this, but it's been so just gross. That's not gonna work. You can't do that. That's not gonna end well for anybody. Sorry, something caught my attention on my Kindle screen, and I think it was something left over from a different person's stream it was previewing to me. So I'm like, I know that didn't show up in my stream. What did you do here? What is the problem? Okay, that was bizarre. Alright. No idea what that was. Whoa. Let's not be doing that now. For some reason, this thing just looks crooked on camera unless I have it on a diagonal. So I guess my camera is slightly crooked. It doesn't look it. Visually, like looking at the way it's mounted. I don't know if my desk is crooked. My desk could be crooked. So I've kind of had to slightly make this thing crooked. You're probably going to hear a sassy dog. He's been very distraught that we're not taking him places. We took him the one day when it was cloudy and we had a rain shower, like immediately right after the rain shower had stopped, because we knew that that was like his only opportunity. Like the rest of the day, I can hear him rolling around on the bed right now, being an absolute silly goose. Oh, hey, look at that. I missed a spot there. And he's been very mad at us all day today about, why didn't we go do the thing? You forgot to do the thing. We really need to go do the thing. Hey, it's time for the thing. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not happening today, guy. It is too effing hot. The ground is too hot for you to walk on. We don't have little doggy shoes. And you is old man. It's too hot for old man. Which he doesn't understand because it's not as hot out in here as it is outside. It's close, but right now it's very close. But he doesn't quite understand. I'm like, dude, it's so hot. I don't even want to have you step out onto the porch for a minute to see how hot it is. Like, a doggy baked potato is not what I'm going for. Like, that's no good. All the Mr. Bean fuzzies. I mean, it could be Cow. Cow has jumped up where this thing's been sitting. But I think it's more likely Bean. I haven't caught Cow up there all that much. Caught him up there a tiny bit. He usually gets down the second I tell him to. I don't want a territory war starting in the spot that they're all trying to lay. Hi, Mr. Dog. What's up? We're still not going anywhere. No, not right now. That is between you and Dadu. No. It's between you and Dad. Don't tell me about it. Go talk to Mr. Man. It's not about me. I'm not involved in this conversation. I'm sorry. Bad enough it is going to be like in the 90s, high 90s, for like the next 2 weeks, and we have to get the front porch and front yard presentable because there is a big parade they do the last weekend of August that goes right past our house that like everybody comes to see to round out the summer and the big square dancing competition they have, and parade goes directly past our house. So we're gonna have all kinds of people sitting across from our house staring at it, waiting for the parade to kick off. And it's been so hot. We're just like, as long as the city is not mad about the height of the grass, then we really haven't given a rat's ass about it. I think we've mowed maybe 3 times this summer because it's been so hot. Not the cleanest beak there, but it'll do. It'll have to do. It's gonna have some quirks to it. It's gonna have some not perfect lines to it because it's done by hand. And done by hand is going to have some wobbles, some not straight lines. Not machine perfection. I say this to also remind myself of that, because sometimes I get tied up in, oh, I didn't get this quite right, I didn't get that quite right, that could be better. Yeah, I mean, we can look at ways to try to improve the thing, but it's also a handmade thing. I'm doing this by hand. It's gonna have some Niseyisms to it. Oh, by the way, I can't remember if I told you guys. I had re-dyed my hair for my birthday. And it's going to be shedding dye for a while, so my fingernails might look pink if I like go to scratch my head or don't think about it and run my hands through my hair. My fingertips pick up the dye for a while. I can rinse that till the cows come home in ice cold water and it will continue to do that. So, but then like a month or 2 later, it finally stops the depositing it on my fingers. Like the only reason I it says semi-permanent dye, but my hair loves to hold on to this color. The only reason we redid it, I mean, it definitely gets lighter, but it doesn't vanish, is because of root growth. And I had like that much growth come in since we last did my hair in the end of December or January. I tend to only do it once or twice a year because it's a pain. I might try the midnight one the next time I go to redo it. I think it's gonna make it look... I don't think it's gonna be noticeable because my hair is so dark. If anything, it might look like a dark purple. Like, I'm not expecting a whole lot there. Okay. I wasn't sure where my line was here. I'm like, this thing's a little different here, yeah? A little bit. So, just gonna work on getting this guy in. Whew. Tell ya, I am melting already. It feels weird with only one of the lights on. So I do apologize that it's a bit dimmer than usual. But we're gonna do what we need to do to try to make the things do. Okay. So, do I want to... I really don't want to tie off. I really don't want to. So, I'm just gonna take that diagonal down here. And we're gonna start to work on some leggies here. We've got 4 leggies to do. Still. So that pincushion was one of my birthday presents. I got that little pincushiony guy, and I got a couple packs of embroidery floss. In specific color set. So I got like a vintagey color set. I got they were from Michael's. I think the one was vintage. The other one was like forest. There was a chic one. And then there was another one of just like shades of like browns. So I spent a couple of days labeling thread cards and carding those up. The colors on the loops and threads don't match DMC, at least not the ones I bought. From what I was seeing, it looks like it might just be referring to a specific dye lot with them. So I was just kind of writing down the dye lot number, and I didn't want to buy the DMC stickers for that, so I got a pack of little multi-use labels that are tiny that fit on the bobbins, and I grabbed the clear ones this time. I got a bag of 400. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about them after reading the reviews, but after I had seen them, I was like, you know, I really want the clear ones because then it'll make the color, you know, be more apparent. I don't know if that's the right logic there. White might have made it stand out a little better, but it's fine. I wanted the clear ones. So I got 400 of those. I did not use all 400 yet. I think I've got about 200 left. Roughly. And I also got 3 more floss containers. 2 of which I filled completely, and the third one I think has a row on it filled in. Maybe 2. What are you doing back there? Mr. Doggo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Did they give that one 5? Or am I just seeing it funny? 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 5 on that drawing. I think it's supposed to be the little. Well, no, because they gave them all 4, except the final one was 5. Okay. Sure. Sure thing. I was about to say, oh, maybe it's like the little spur on the back of the leg, but that's on a rooster, right? Hens don't have that, right? I don't know much about chicken and anatomy, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure most people didn't even question it. I'm just like counting off. I'm like, okay, so we've got 4 here, we've got 4 here, and I'm like, wait, what? It's not going to be that much of an issue for me. My mom's not going to be able to see the detail that well. So she's not even going to notice. And that's if the lines don't dissolve when we soak this thing. Because it will get to soaking when we are all done stitching. Oh, and I got a hoop. I had to do the order. I could have waited to get the hoop, but it was in my brain. I needed to get an 8-inch hoop for this, and the last time I was in Walmart, they didn't have any, and I was like, oh no. I'm like weeks away from being done this if I'm keeping to working on it on stream, but my brain was like, no, we must have this available, and I'm not gonna stop being worried about it until I have it available. And that's all there is to it. So in this case, what Brain wanted, we did, because it was a simple task to make my brain feel better. Okay, there's going to be some sirens going by here in just a minute. I apologize, but I don't control them. Things that you contend with when living on the main road. Sirens. Emergency vehicles going by whenever they need to go by. Parades. This is the only parade that goes past our house, though. The parade they do for homecoming, because they do a homecoming parade through town, does not come this far. And the parade they do for Christmas does not come this direction. They turn it down a different road. Which I am very happy for, because I'm not allowed to walk through the main street downtown within a week of that Christmas parade happening, because I completely crashed out the one time we did. Made the husband go back home with me. And we got a trash bag and our broom and dustpan and came back and we're cleaning up the trash from that night's event that was everywhere. There were trash cans on the street and people leaving cups 2 feet from the trash can. Throw your trash away. Like, what? What the hell? There were crushed candy canes in the packaging all over the street. All over the street. In the little plastic bags. And I'm like, y'all, why wasn't this cleaned up tonight? This is gonna get down in the storm drains? This is awful. I was so upset. They also throw candy at this parade they're gonna have, not this weekend, but the following weekend. This weekend's the husband's birthday. It's gonna be the weekend after. They'll be throwing all kinds of stuff, mostly Starbursts and Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls, to be melting in the sun. And some of them kids, man, they are throwing to injure, because they are like baseball pitching it off of these flatbed homemade floats. I'm like, do not break my windows. One of these days I'm gonna clutch my face and scream. And like double over. Don't throw it that hard. Like, I don't want the candy. I really don't. The one year we bagged it up and we were trying to hand it to people that were leaving the parade, or we tried to give it to our neighbor and her grandkids or whatever. I'm like, please take this. I just want it out of my yard. I don't want it attracting more ants than we already have to deal with. I don't want my dogs getting into it. Just please take this. And I have no idea what the temperatures are looking like for that weekend yet. It's either going to rain the entire weekend which is really going to suck for the vendors that paid that much money for booth space. I think booth space was, depending on if you needed a spot that had electricity or not, was like from 250 to 350 for the application. I don't know how much it was if you had to pay more or not, because they had to review, like you had to provide photos of your stuff and everything. They had to review what you were going to be selling to see if it like qualified for handmade or whatever, which I think was a load of shit the one year, because we definitely saw some stuff that looked like it was bought in bulk from like Oriental Trading or something. Because the husband and I were like, this counts as handmade? This is weird, right? I thought they made a big deal about vetting the vendors. Maybe there weren't that many people that applied that year, so they just took whoever. I don't know. Where does this one? I'm having trouble. I can't see the other toe. Where is it? Touching. That is the other toe. Oh man, that's that's a tight fit. Probably because it's dim in here and I don't have the other light on. Probably what is making that extra difficult. But I'm glad. Well, I don't know if my mom's gonna want to go or not. If she wants to go, then we're gonna have to drive down there and pay for parking. If it's just the husband and I, we'll just walk it. I'd rather not pay for parking when it's a 5-minute walk, maybe 10 at the most, from our house. I don't know if we're going if it's 100 degrees though. I'm gonna need my umbrella for shade probably. Oh, let's, oh, don't be doing that now. There we go. For at least the walk down there. I might not be able to use it walking through the crowd, so I'll have to have a hat too. But we'll need to bring some sort of beverage, whether it's a Gatorade or water or something for the walk down there. If it's as hot as, although if it's as hot as this, we might just be like, no, no, thank you. It looks like the kids have been practicing in the dark down at the park for square dance because it's been so ungodly hot. I saw somebody post a practicing video of them at the pavilion where they're going to be performing, and it was dark, and there was some kind of lights on. So I don't know if I don't know if the park has been working with them about practice times and the lights still being on, because usually the park is closed as soon as it gets dark out, unless that's just for liability and then you're there. Well, you shouldn't have been here. Hi, Mr. Dog. What's up, sassy pants? I don't have any food, guy. I promise, this isn't food. Do you need more food? Are you still hungies? Did you just burp at me? Are you hungry? I see her tail. Is that a hungry tail? This isn't food. It's string. We don't eat string. String is not food. And what, are you hungry? Do you need snack kids? I don't know if Daddy's willing to take you anywhere. You gotta talk to Daddy about that. Mommy is not involved in that conversation right now. Lady's tied up at the moment. I cannot be of help for that conversation right now. I will see about more snackies for you shortly, though. You usually don't get second. He wasn't too thrilled about his first serving of dinner. He ate a little bit of it, but you could tell he wasn't thrilled about it. He wanted what Daddy had for dinner. He couldn't have any of what I had, because mine had not safe seasoning. Definitely not doggo approved. So for his second snack roll, actually this would be thrice snack roll, wouldn't it? Third dinners. It's very small. Dinner is quite the understatement. It's definitely a snack. You gotta chill for a minute, bro. Not quite your third snacky time. I try to keep you on a schedule for that. Tell you what, Bean's been very chatty today. Like, exceptionally chatty. He's just laying on the floor earlier this morning, this afternoon, with his little chirpy meow, being bored, because all of his friends were down for their afternoon naps, hiding from the heat and what have you. Not Mr. Bean. He was trying to trip me every time I was walking through the kitchen. I'm like, dude, don't be tripping Grammy. After the third time, I was ready for him and realized he was playing the game on purpose. And I'm like, okay, we're bored. This isn't a coincidence now. You are back there waiting for me to turn around, to walk across the kitchen, to try to run under my feet. I'm like, that's going to end up in a squashed bean. And then you're going to be mad because I stepped on you. Maybe we should find a different game. I found one of his toys and threw it. That didn't last very long. He's like, no, I don't want to play with that. But human, you are the chosen toy. And I think he remembers the cuddle sessions that we were having in the other room when he was just a little wee guy, because I would bring my actually that same sketchbook out with my colored pencils when I was in the other room, so I had something to occupy myself with while I was kitten sitting. So he kept trying to lay on my sketchbook and was just like, no, no, I want to be up there. I'm like, I need to work on this. And he was like, no, you need to pet me. But you have to pet me the right way, or I'm going to get spicy about it. Okay. Yes, my feet could be a little bit more refined here. I probably should have put the other light on. Damn it. Coming from the other direction, that might have helped balance out my one desk lamp. But I don't feel like changing it now. Besides, if I go to stand up now, my legs are going to rip off of this chair, and that's not going to be very pleasant. Of that, I can assure you. Most definitely. I'm not sure what I'm going to do the snowflakes. There's a chance they might be last. Probably will be last. Mr. Dog, it's not time for your snacky. You're gonna lay there and wait, aren't you? I don't think this is about me going to bed. The other night, he was so mad at me. He wanted me to go to bed, and then I laid down, and then he never got in bed with me. I'm like, are you serious? Doggo, I was editing. I've got a lot of editing that I need to get done. That I've been trying to edit around when it starts to cool off in here. Just tricky. That one day that it was kind of cool, I was trying to bust through as much editing as I could. I mean, I don't have to have that done right now. It can sit for a little bit. Like, it'll be fine. Because I am well ahead at the moment on Bookshop Sim being recorded and uploaded. I think I've got about a month of play sessions uploaded to pull from. it's not gonna last. My overflow is not gonna last long though with how hot it's been. I just need to make sure that I've got enough to get through the live stream dry spell for while we are gone. Which is why I was like, I'm still here. We haven't left yet. I'm sure you'll be hearing me scream in frustration right before we go because that means the mother-in-law will be back in town. Oh boy, this chicken foot is just definitely not the cleanest chicken foot at all. Not at all. But that's okay. Because chicken feet and chicken leggies do have some texture to them. Right, we're just, I think that's the same hole. Yep. We're just adding some texture. That's all it is. This really feels like maybe it should have been one strand. Instead of two. I might have been able to get it to look a little cleaner with one. But, you know, it's okay. The pattern called for two. So that's what we did. Hope all of you guys have been surviving this heat okay. Because it's just been downright lucky. Downright lucky. I keep looking at other places that we've been. I'm like, well, how hot is it here? I'm like, what do you mean to tell me it's hotter here than it is there? That's not right. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is an outrage. And I'm looking at someplace else and I'm like, okay, well, it's warm there. It's hot, but it's not as hot as here. So that's still encouraging. Because we might be going to that spot. Though, if they're gonna have the heat warnings while we're there that they've got now, I doubt we'll be going to the beach. We will probably be sitting in my aunt's pool. For the most part. We will see. Right now, it depends. Didn't think we'd be stopping at Tarpon Home and Garden, but we actually might. Or Tarpon Garden Center. No, I think it is called Tarpon Home and Garden. I have a little bit of Earth Day money just to see if I see something. Whether it's another incense burner or something flamingo. I probably should have gotten a secondary flamingo statue that could have like framed out the door. But them suckers are heavy. I still have the paint I used on the last one. I don't know if it's still good, but I still have it. There. No idea if the temperature on Windows just hasn't updated yet, or if it is still that hot outside. I was hopeful for a minute that we were gonna get a shower, and I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna cool things down. But it didn't quite make it to us before it started fizzling out. I was like, no, that's not fair. We need the rains very much. Because apparently water levels are concerningly low. And there's restrictions on when you can water your lawns, and they've been getting into people about watering their lawns. I'm like, who the hell is dumb enough to run up their own water bill in this triple-digit heat, thinking that that's gonna keep their grass green? Like, the sun's frying it. Like, no amount of water is gonna save that right now. That's just dumb. But then they're like, oh, but you can still hand water your vegetables or your flowers. This is just mostly about like sprinkler systems and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what if somebody like hand waters their lawn if they are that adamant that it's day green? Like, are we talking to those folks or what? I needed a drink real quick. And let's see, what is the temperature right now? It's supposedly 89 with a feels like of 93 outside. I have no idea.
Well, still not yet.
What that translates into. Oh, there's a couple of little bloopy showers between us and the city to our south. Very, very tiny.
But still. Still more than mistake.
Kinda. Let's see if I can get that into there. As much as it pains me to do so, I am probably going to have to rethread this needle to finish this last foot. Because I do not feel very confident in the amount of thread that I have remaining on here. Right now I'm just trying to finish off the toes. On this guy. Before I go and rethread. Keep trying to turn this one extra light on that we have. Keep trying to turn off this one extra light that we have in the dining room for my mom to see when she walks through. We have it on a remote on-off switch for her. And she keeps forgetting to turn it off, and it's like we have to keep going back and turning it off. It's like, it's hot. This light puts out a lot of heat. Work with us here. She doesn't even remember to turn off when she's going to bed. It's just on. I'm like, and then she turned the bathroom light on, came out of the bathroom, left it on. I'm like, bathroom light. She goes, what? I was like, turn it off? Well, I was gonna turn it off on my way back. It's like, yeah, but you don't. Not all the time. You're standing there, just turn it off. You're not gonna remember on the way back. And she's like, do we have any more guinea pig pellets? More guinea pig pellets? And my husband's like, no. You need to tell me when you're getting low. And she's like, well, I told you last week. He's like, but saying it once in passing doesn't mean much. You have to like remind him a couple of times. A lot of the time. Because he'll forget. And he didn't say anything to me about it, because I would have reminded him a few times. And we're like, how much are you giving them in pellets? Because they're only supposed to get like a quarter a cup a day. And when he last cleaned them, he found a bunch of pellets in there because they had flipped their bowl. Somehow. which is astonishing because it's a stay flat bowl. Unless she just dropped them in there. And she's like, a cup? And we're like, a numerical cup or one of those measuring cups that we left in there? That's kind of important context. Because we have to order those. Okay, we don't have to, but the ones that we order are better for them than the ones from PetSmart, and it's less expensive in the end for us to get them from Small Pet Select. Because we also get the Timothy hay in bulk. We were going to need to order Timothy hay before we left anyway. So that's kind of like fine, whatever. But we order it with the hay, so we get free shipping due to the weight amounts. And sometimes we can get it as a bundle. Not all the time, but sometimes. Alright, we'll do that. And then this guy. Try to get this guy brought into there. Probably gonna have to do at least, yeah, like at least one or two more. We get that guy there. Alright, that's probably good enough there. I'm gonna flip this up. And just gonna do just a little bit of knottage there, weaving under. Okay. So we are probably about there-ish. We're about an hour in tonight. So I need to rethread with that same orange. It's so hard to do the super tiny stuff when your needle's not like super small. Still thinking that might have looked a little better. If it had been single strand. Instead of double. But oh well. I didn't make this pattern. Or the template or any of that, so that just is how it is. Doing it this way, I can keep track of my foot shape a little bit better. Hopefully. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. What are we? I don't know. We were mad about something there. What exactly? I don't know. Okay. That worked into there. It's like the tiniest little gap right there. That I want to fill in. Hi, Mr. Dog. Mr. Dog, you're driving my patience to the brink today. And I don't know what to do with you. Either way, we're in the middle of a stream. That was the... Alright, I'm gonna have to come up from the other side here. He, like, thumped against the underside of my chair. It is still awfully hot, guy. I don't know how many times I can say we're not going anywhere extra today. You haven't seen your Pokemon friend in like a month because we just keep missing them. And because of the outside cat, we can't just run you across the street for 5 minutes and let you sniff the parking lot. Which is what we used to do. Until said cat kept crossing the street to follow us. Now, when it was cool enough for the husband and I to do our walk, which hasn't happened in quite a while because of how hot it's been, she would follow us to like the edge of the property and then like wait for us to come back. But she wouldn't necessarily follow us off the property when it was just us. But if we had the dogs with us, then she was like, oh, I will be your tour guide for the evening. Everyone stick together, please. Like, she took it upon herself to be their personal escort. So we can't really, in line of sight, go off the property with them. We have to like put them in the car and take them down the street somewhere. And the place he wants to go closes at dark, but there's not many lights down there. So I really wouldn't want to be there anyway in the dark because they would all be flocking to my flashlight. And I would just be attacked by beetles and then I would be losing my mind. Because I can't with the bugs. I can't. Oh, the one evening we were down there, the cicadas were all going off. Cicada, locust, whatever the hell you want to call them. There were so many that it was deafening because they were all making their buzzy noise, and it was creepy. It was like a horror movie because you were surrounded by it, and it just kept getting louder and louder and louder. Like our ears were starting to ring. It was so loud, and I'm like, what is happening? Uh-oh. We've entered Goering level of sass. That's not good. That means barking level of sass is not far away. Mr. Dog, I need to get some stuff done. You had all day to bother the hell out of me. And drive me crazy. And now when I'm trying to do stuff, now is when you are going to be all sorts of pissy. Is that how it's gonna be? I think he's gurring at you. He's either gurring at Bean or he's gurring at the husband. What? Sorry. I had to get the husband's attention. He could not hear me. Or the dog, apparently. So, do that. So, I hope you guys have been surviving this heat wave. Although, at this point, for the amount of time it's been going on, getting a bit ridiculous. Just a bit ridiculous. See if I can kind of come down partially. That way I don't have as far to work back there. So let's get this guy here. That guy there. And this guy here. Okay. So see about starting in this section of default. And then working our way across here. As best as we can. Even if this is as far as we get today, we still got somewhere, right? There. That wasn't helpful at all. Not at all, I say. Okay. Almost done with this color. Almost done our chicken feet. Well, I don't want you to do that. That's for certain. That's not helpful in the slightest. And that was the same dang hole. So that wasn't helpful at all. And again with the same hole. Right then, I will just have to do it that way. The heck? It's like, okay, we're past that part. I can kind of see where we're at now. Nope. Apparently not. Okay, so we still do have to do the tan on this wing here. I have left that open still. Because I figured I'd wait to get that color out until we're ready to do more with it, essentially. Oh, no, 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 no. There, nope. There we go. What is going on here? All of the things that I didn't want it to do, it is trying to do. Alright, that's probably good enough. Honestly, that was probably a bit overkill. Okay, so let me grab that bit of orange. There's not like a whole lot there, so I'm not gonna really bother with that. Okay. Let's see what gone about an hour and a half. I am very melty. I think we might stop there for tonight. I did want to get just a little bit done. Let me see. Where are we at on our pattern here? Okay. So I think tomorrow night the plan will be to start on our red here around the face. So we've got this whole section. What is this supposed to be? Satin stitch for all of that, really? All right, so yeah, so that in that red color. It is a slightly different red from this one. It's hard to describe it. It's, I don't know, slightly more pink red. It's definitely not like this wine burgundy color. It is definitely a different shade than that. Let's see here. It's kind of like a, it's very similar, but it's like a shade lighter. I think we will do that shade tomorrow, and that is around the faces, the little doodle doodles, and the comb on the head. And we will go from there. That might be all we have time for tomorrow. I could start to work on that tonight, but I'm hot. It is hot in here. It is gross in here. So I wanted to get a little something done. So it wasn't like constant bookshop sim going up on the channel, so you guys didn't think I had abandoned this. So we will try to get back on this again tomorrow. I still have that canvas, the name canvas. It's just that got kind of shoved to the side while the gifts are in progress, essentially. So that is that. I will try to be here tomorrow. We'll see. Of course, with the weather and if the weather has just completely zapped me or not, but that is the goal. I hope you can join for that. Don't forget to follow the socially bits down below. That will take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, where I do post when I am going live and if I have to cancel and when I need to scream into the void about nonsense. And any work in progresses I'm working on usually end up there as well. And there's also a link to the YouTube channel where we have the live streams archived over there and stuff that I haven't live streamed. There's some speed paints that weren't live streamed. There is some tissue paper art that we didn't live stream. There's game content that we didn't live stream, like Bear and Breakfast, Little Known Galaxy, Honey, I Joined a Cult, and right now we're working on Bookshop Sim. We still have a good ways to go on Bookshop Sim, but like we might be working on that through November, probably. Depending on how fast the content gets blown through. And after we're done Bookshop Sim, we're either going to move on to Cat Mail or Teddy's Haven, although we might do Cat Mail on the YouTube channel and Teddy's Haven taking Stardew Valley's place. We will see. It's going to be a little bit, though. Probably January for either one of those, but we'll see what happens. So, just like a future glimpse of what potential things are coming. I know it was a short one today, and I do apologize for that, but like I said, I almost didn't do it at all today, but I really wanted to get something done. So let me go give the doggo some attention before he has a complete and utter meltdown. And I hope to see everybody tomorrow. If I don't, that's fine. Until next time, you guys, have a good one.